Watashi wa skatto desu.
Watashi wa furu desu. Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu. And that's probably all the Japanese that we know.
Nani?
But it doesn't matter because it's still anime. It's the second week of anime.
You see what we did?
Yeah. So, guys, time codes in the description. We're gonna do a couple of different segments. We'll start with the news. We'll we're gonna talk about Angel's Egg, and then we're gonna go into some anime music. Some OPs and stuff. So, what do you think of this?
I think of this.
You do?
I actually think of this quite a lot. Anime music is something that I think of almost all the time.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into that. But first off, what's the news?
The news, minus Huey Lewis.
Minus Huey Lewis.
So first off, this is some really awesome news. Sega has officially stated that they don't give a shit about fan games.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
I don't know if you know
interesting statement from a pretty well-known corporation.
Yeah. This is the opposite of what Nintendo does.
Especially in the game industry, because
totally.
usually when you when you have big video game corporations, they're just like they'll shut down anything that uses their IPs whatsoever. Yeah.
They're so afraid someone else is going to make money off of it. And that's the thing. Sega drew a line where they said as long as you're not trying to make money off of it, they don't care at all.
Right, absolutely.
So it's not this whole making Super Mario 64 in Unreal Engine thing.
Right.
People don't do that because they want to sell Super Mario 64 in Unreal Engine. They do it because they're learning how to make games. And Sega realizes this shit. Sega realizes that they... this is how you make new game creators. People learn how to draw by copying the artists that they like.
A lot of times,
people learn how to make music by copying the artists that they like.
Yeah. Well, you're drawing off of your influence.
That's right. And it's the same thing with techniques. You see somebody do a woodworking technique. You see somebody do they know how to do a funny trick with tiles or something. Right. You copy that. You figure it out. Right. And without digging into someone else's work, sometimes you'll never understand those things.
Well, I feel like in any creative field, you kind of have to understand at least some of the foundations of what you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
And that's just an easy way of getting into that. But yeah, that's cool. So as far as again, fan games, at least as far as Sega's involved,
they're cool.
No worries, as long as you're not trying to profit off of the IP.
Yeah,
I feel. Cool. Sounds good.
I think that Sonic Mania was made by a fan initially, and then
they just absorbed it into it.
Yeah, I think it was
because it was so good.
It was just a demo that this guy made that went, hey, wouldn't it be cool if there was a direct sequel to Sonic and Knuckles?
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, we were making 4, and he goes, no, not that.
Not that one.
So I think that's really great news. I'd like to see the rest of the industry at least open up the idea to that.
Right, absolutely.
I get the copyright infringement thing, but fuck, man, let people play around with your IPs.
Yeah,
come on.
I mean, they may come up with something that you weren't even thinking about.
Because I do believe in the idea that if someone else comes up with a better idea than you, then maybe they should make money off of it. If somebody's able to take your idea and then make it better, maybe they deserve something.
That gets into some sticky.
It's sticky though,
really
isn't it?
sticky copyright issues and stuff like that. But anyways,
past that,
super cool.
Past that,
more news.
Venom trailer came out.
I was watching that.
What's it called? Venom.
Here Comes Carnage.
That's what it's called.
It's something dumb like that.
Maximum dumb.
Yeah. It's something.
Ew.
I'd look it up, but I really don't care. I wasn't. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like the first movie. I guess technically wasn't bad. I mean, I guess it was put together
had moments,
okay, but
I actually didn't think that they made Venom look bad. Like they did a good job of the symbiote side of it.
No, the CGI in that
it was cool.
movie looks good, but at at a certain point, I mean, CGI is just going to look good.
That's
if you throw enough money at it.
Well, I don't mean so much quality. I mean they actually artistically made Venom look like the way I wanted him to for the most part.
I got you. Well, and I will say, as far as the new trailer, you do get to get a couple of glimpses of Carnage, and he looks cool.
Dude, Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah.
Now that's one thing I'll
Woody
say.
Harrelson playing.
Woody Harrelson,
that might be the only thing that really makes me really kind of want to see this.
That's gonna make me watch it right there. Just to see Woody as Cletus.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The rest of everything, I mean, it looks stupid. It looks
like
silly. It looks like they're worried about infringing on actual Venom comics, and they just want to go for the broad strokes and then make up their own silly shit. Because I mean, we're already on the other side of the country, by the way.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's already screwed up. There's already no Spider-Man. Yeah. Right. So this whole Venom thing has already been very iffy to me. So unless they figure out a way to tie these two into the big Marvel Cinematic Universe, or at least into Spider-Man,
which could potentially happen.
It could happen.
Yeah.
It totally could. And I mean, I saw somebody saying that these two movies have shown that Venom doesn't need Spider-Man, and I think that's fucking wrong.
Violently disagree with, because I mean, here's the thing, guys. I like Venom. He's an okay bad guy, but without Spider-Man, there's really just not much to him.
No,
you know, and it feels like they're trying to compensate with comedy rather than actually give him a character.
Well, like in the comics, you know, they got the symbiote got bored with Eddie Brock.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's like,
Eddie Brock is fucking boring.
You're kind of stale, dude. I'm going to go attach myself to the Punisher.
Exactly.
He's way cooler.
He's way cooler than you. He'll let me eat people.
And hold guns.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, that's whatever.
Interesting. I mean,
Woody Harrelson. That's really what we take away from
pretty
this.
much it. And you know, the now that things have started kind of moving forward with like the global situation as far as like the pandemic and
things are getting back in the swing of it.
Things are getting back in swing. There's already a lot of studios that are opening up. Going to be strictly doing theater stuff rather than theater and streaming at this point. They're going back to that old model, which good or bad, whatever. But it is nice that we have new movies coming out finally again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So really cool.
Yeah, I don't know that I am running to go to a theater because
not me personally.
Nah.
I mean, I hated theaters before any of this happened.
That's kind of I was already pretty much done at that point with going to theaters. I think we're gonna go see Dune.
Oh yeah,
that's what we talked about.
We'll definitely do that. We'll cover it here on the podcast.
We'll see Dune, and we'll do a Denis Villeneuve month. We've already talked about that.
Yeah.
So that's but we're probably gonna see Venom, like download it.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah, I mean,
something. It'll go up on a
that's
streaming
that's what I'm
service
saying. I don't mean illegally. I mean just like we don't mind doing the HBO.
Even though in the last
and
episode we were definitely advocating this, like, hey,
if you can't find them, which actually brings up part of what our episode today is about, which is Angel's Egg, and we'll get to that in a minute. But the only way we could fucking find it is a bootleg copy. So, yay. On to more news.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know there's a new Fatal Frame game coming out?
I actually did not know that. That's really cool.
There's a new Fatal Frame.
Tell me about Fatal Frame.
Guess what? It's a slot machine.
All right. Okay.
Yay! And Konami didn't even make this one.
Fuck. Oh, really?
Yay! Oh. It's just stupid.
They just do things.
What else would you like to ruin? Gambling, please.
Yes.
You've already ruined all of the popular shooters with your loot boxes, okay? And now you've turned all of our awesome horror and Metal Gear into pachinko and slot machines. So kind of fuck you.
Yeah. Kind of fuck you. I think that's about all I really have to say about that.
Kind of fuck you. Yeah, totally. I mean, I understand that the Wii U version of Fatal Frame, whatever it was called, didn't sell great, but it was a cool game, and it was kind of cool to use the pad as a camera, to find the ghosts. That was a cool thing.
That was okay.
Man.
But whatever.
Look what they done to my boy.
He was so beautiful.
Okay. Now here's some good news.
Ooh. Yay, I like good news.
Good news is great. We are getting a re-release of Zombies Ate My Neighbors and a sequel.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I am super excited about that. Yeah.
Man, Zombies Ate My Neighbors was one of my favorites on Super Nintendo.
That was one of those games that like I always wanted to play.
Yeah.
And I think I got my hands on it, maybe rented it from Blockbuster at some point, and Just never finished it.
Man,
never
dude,
finished it.
finishing
So-
that game's a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's a-
super hard.
And that's a LucasArts
And I've
game.
always been shit at games. I'm better now than I was when that game
and
was
that game,
available.
that game would beat that ass.
Yeah, it
Those
would.
giant babies you get on you.
Oh, not the giant
yeah.
babies.
Ooh.
But anyways, that's super cool.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
you know, especially for people like me.
Yeah, it's
who-
definitely coming out on Switch and PC. I don't know what other releases we got right now, but Switch and PC. Switch makes complete sense. The reason that this has happened though is because LucasArts has become a studio again.
Oh,
so
good.
so all the old LucasArts games are probably going to end up getting re-released. I'm not sure if they've already done it with like
Like a Star Wars or something.
Yeah, I don't know. They're
Or
probably
like a
going to
Monkey
start.
Island. Or
Yeah, that.
yeah.
I imagine they're also going to do like that Indiana Jones point and click. You remember that back in the day?
Yeah.
You know, so
That's cool.
it'd be cool. I'd like to see like a collection of old LucasArts games.
Yeah.
There were some really cool ones, and this happens to be one that it was published by Konami and developed by LucasArts, but it had a bunch of charm, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
God, that game had so much charm. And I don't know what the name of the sequel is either. I don't think it's called like Zombies 2 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's actually called
You know,
a different thing.
There more zombies ate more of my neighbors.
Zombies have continued to eat my
Yeah,
neighbors.
these have continued to eat my neighbors. That's what it's called.
Okay. So back to bad news. I got to bring it up.
Can you tell it to
and
me?
down.
Can you tell it to me in a happy way?
You wouldn't believe it. Scott, you know what's broke as shit?
What's that?
Returnal. Like, we'll delete your save game.
Why would you tell me that?
You said I should tell it to you in a nice way. Yeah, no, Returnal has been fucking people over pretty bad.
Yeah, I
Trey
had
was a
heard about
victim
this.
of
Oh, I'm sorry,
yeah.
Trey.
Grayscale.
Yeah, Grayscale. I'm
yeah,
sorry, man.
Who we had on our
That
previous
sucks.
episode before last. I think that's right.
One of the previous
Time
episodes.
ago.
Yeah.
And we
Oh, and just so everybody knows, we are working on getting the older streams back up on the channel. We had to learn and troubleshoot a few things. But anyways, yeah, back to what you were saying. Returnal is... Ooh.
I think they fixed it now. I really think
Okay.
they have. But the problem is, Trey brought this up very specifically on the podcast. The timing was perfect. The game came out like 2 weeks before Resident Evil Village,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? And because of the nature of that game, it was something that you knew that you could potentially play forever because it's an arcadey experience.
Yeah, but-
it has a pretty finite story that you can knock through.
Oh, yeah.
And if he had a workable game, then he would have been able to play through it.
Absolutely.
But Trey was the guinea pig for the new patches. And so
I
every
gotcha.
time he updated, he encountered a new game-breaking thing. One of the first ones. Now we talked a bit about Returnal. It's basically a I like
roguelike.
yeah, I like to say it's like Binding of Isaac. Like
Yeah.
really, that's the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Binding of Isaac, but in third person.
Yeah.
With really wonderful, great
Tentacles? Is that what you're gonna say?
tentacles. Really great tentacles.
Yeah,
Boy,
tentacles
those
and particles.
tentacles.
It's tentacles and particles, man. Ooh, made by Housemarque.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when you enter a room occasionally with the whichever version was the glitched version, I think it was like .02 and .03. They're up to .06 at this point. So you'd enter a room and then you would not be able to leave the room. The doors would just glitch closed.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this too. Didn't you run into that?
I did.
a
I only
couple
had it
times?
happen a couple of times,
Yeah.
and they said it was associated with using the alternate costumes, which is fucking
Boo.
stupid. So I just stopped
I like
using
alternate
yeah.
costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and for someone like you who
Doesn't
doesn't really care about that kind of stuff, it's not really that big of an issue.
No, it
but
didn't
for
matter.
someone like me who like really likes to play dress up with my characters, that's why I like third person so much. Is so I can see my character, I can make him look cool.
I think that's
You
part
know?
of the reason why Trey's all on that Final Fantasy 14 all the time, is
Oh,
because it's a
absolutely.
bunch of dress up.
It's
why most
like playing dress
It's
up.
why most people play Warframe. They
True.
call the end game of Warframe fashion frame. Because you just get to a point where you're trying to just, have that drip. You just gotta have that Warframe drip all the time. So, Yeah, so he got stuck. He didn't. I don't think he lost his save file, but he at least got stuck hard enough to where he was like, "Fuck this shit, I'm not playing it anymore."
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, and that sucks for like a game like that because again, it is one of those that you could potentially play forever because it is super fun.
And
it's
the
a
timing
solid
ruined
game.
it.
Yeah,
The timing just ruined it for him, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so now he's on to Resident Evil Village, and he said to me, he's like, "That shit's just gonna have to wait, and there's other shit coming out, so he might not be on it for a while."
Yeah,
I feel like he's got a little fucked over though because he was also super into Outriders, and Outriders has also had a shit ton of server issues, and it seems like they're gonna have the same problems that
Well, you got all these
Marvel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you got all these companies that just don't have the infrastructure.
Dude, that's a fucking Square game.
You know?
No.
Yeah.
No. That is Outriders is a fucking SquareSoft game.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I mean,
shit.
I'm not trying to make excuses for like
Yeah,
multi-billion-dollar corporation. Fuck that shit. If you don't have the infrastructure set up by now, why the fuck are we leaning so hard on having to connect to the server the whole time? Oh, this is something that happened actually today. So I tried out that Guilty Gear beta.
Oh yeah,
know?
totally. Guilty Gear Strive is coming out in beginning of next month, and the beta's out.
Man,
this
it
weekend.
took forever for that fucking game to communicate with the goddamn server.
Yeah.
Wow.
Strive.
I was sitting there when I first started playing. It was just like, is this the game?
Yeah, Strive.
Am I not doing something right?
Strive. I think we need to work on your communication skills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's a continuous issue. I actually streamed for 10, 15 minutes when it first came up of it just constantly saying, "Our code failed, cannot connect to the server, blah, blah, blah." And then last night, me, Trey, and Robbie got on there, started jamming on stuff, and they both said that this version of the beta feels shitty compared to the first one.
Right.
They both said they're having more connection issues now. We had the lobbies are fucking crazy. I don't like it at all. It's the stupidest thing, dude. I don't know what's up with Arc System Works with them continuing to make things ever more complicated, but apparently you will be able to get private lobbies that aren't so shitty once the full game comes out.
Yeah, because I noticed that because you're really locked into just one mode. Right.
Yeah.
You know?
You can also do the dojo though. So if you wanted to do practice, you can get in there, which is mostly what I've done.
Which is what I needed to do because I got my ass handed to me thoroughly. I literally had to put it on beginner before I could win a match, and that win just felt cheap.
Guilty Gear does get on you, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so, any more news?
I have more news. They finally have more PSVR 2 details.
Okay, cool. Tell me about this.
The screen's much higher resolution. It's gonna be 4K per eye. They have a
so many Ks for each eye.
So many Ks. There's a thing. It's like an eye tracking technology, foveated rendering. So the idea is that the center of where you're looking is rendered at a really high resolution, and then everything around it is a lower resolution. And they've done it in games where it's fixed, where the center of the view is high res on each eye, and then when you like move your eyes, you can tell it's lower res.
Oh, okay.
But now they're doing it where it can track where your eye's looking and move that focus spot to where it doesn't have to render everything at full resolution, but when you look at it, you can't perceivably tell that it's not doing that because of the the way that your eye naturally
sees.
sees.
Because it's just a second set of eyes at that point.
Yeah,
you know?
So
that's cool.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. They also Gabe Newell has made some cryptic information. Gabe Newell's the CEO of Valve, by the way. He's kind of made some cryptic information about maybe we're getting more Valve games and consoles later
Valve
this year.
Employee being cryptic?
Yeah, I know, yeah, especially him.
That's not news.
That is not news. No, but we might be getting.
That's an inevitability.
Yeah, we might be actually getting Half-Life Alyx on consoles, which is
that's
amazing.
super cool.
Because if that was a launch title for PSVR 2, it would. Well, you win.
You win at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, cool. Super cool. Exciting things for PlayStation VR.
I only have 2 other things to say for real. One of them is weird news. Okay.
Okay.
So
not good, not bad, just weird.
It could be bad. I don't know yet. So the headphones that he wears, the headphones I wear, I got a couple of different pairs. He actually has another pair at home. We're a big fan of the Sennheiser headphones
because they are the best.
They just are, man.
This is actually a shittier pair.
That one sucks.
Of Sennheiser, but it's still good.
Yeah. But the headphones I have, the 600s, 650s, I don't know, whatever they are. They sound fucking amazing. They're open-sided headphones. I love those. The 555s are the one you have. They're open-sided headphones. They sound great.
They're open ear. Those are really good. I use those to edit this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they sound nice and transparent, but you can also hear stuff around you.
Absolutely.
I like the sound of open back headphones because they make it sound like you're listening to speakers rather than listening to headphones.
I think it depends on what I'm doing.
Agreed. Yeah, because sometimes you want the isolation.
Sometimes I want the isolation. Yeah.
So it turns out that Sennheiser sold their consumer audio division. So,
boo.
Yeah, so that's definitely their headphones division.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that also means their microphones division, which this is a hit or miss, right? Because it could be a hit in that maybe another company knows how to produce cheaper, and Sennheiser's R&D has already gone into this stuff since, I don't know, the 40s.
Yeah.
So it's not
do you know if okay, so here's a question. Do you know who they sold them to?
I can't remember. Oh, it's a hearing aid company. It is a hearing aid company. It's called Synovos, I think.
Synovos.
Synovos. I think it's Synovos. Yeah.
Okay.
But they.
I actually do think I've heard that name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Synovos.
We're going with it.
Yeah, and but they do everything from the regular outside ones to the internal cochlear implant to the to the I mean, there's a thing apparently where they have to scrape out all of your functioning ear shit to make it work.
Wow.
And that sounds bad. So if you have partial hearing, they have to take all that out first.
Ooh, they just have to scoop it out.
I don't like the way that. Yeah, they scoop they scoop it. They just kind of take a spoon.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No anesthetic or anything.
This.
Yeah, just here. Let's scoop this out. So I don't know. It could be good. It could be bad. I don't know. I don't like it because I've liked Sennheiser and I'd rather them stay the same. But I mean, maybe we'll potentially get a company that can produce them at a better price, and then we can get cheaper Sennheiser headphones. Or potentially, what's going to happen is the same thing that's been happening, which is that they're kind of farming their designs out to other people at this point and making it to where they don't do one or two things and release a cheaper product.
Right.
So maybe it's good for the consumer. Maybe it's bad for the quality of the headphone.
Yeah.
It's up to.
We'll have to kind of wait and see on that, honestly.
What my suggestion is to go ahead and buy a bunch of Sennheiser headphones right now, because as long as you don't fuck them up, they're good forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just don't turn your shit up too loud.
Don't wait.
Step on them.
Yeah.
And most of them have replaceable cables. Okay. The last bit of news is actually music news, which is cool because we're doing
we're
a music
doing a
episode.
music episode.
Eventually.
Yeah, one of these days.
And some Mars Volta.
I do like me some Mars Volta.
We are fans of the Mars Volta.
A good band.
Have been for a very long time.
Indeed.
And I think I'm very depressed today because I found out that they released
you showed me this. And
18 vinyl box set. They had 5,000 copies of it. It sold within hours, made them about $2.5 million.
Understandably.
And now you can't find the fucking box sets for less
unless
than
you want to go through a
$1,000.
fucking scalper.
And then there's this problem too. Even if
music news.
Even if I got the box set.
Boo. Yeah.
I do not have a record player right now. Did I give you my record player?
No. I don't have a record player either.
But
I also have
somebody
a
my
bunch of
record player.
vinyls that I never listened to.
Exactly.
That I'm just kind of holding on to
because you like having them, right?
Because I like having them.
So that bears my point. So I would buy a box set, new, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That I then don't have the stuff to listen to it on.
And just to put it on your shelf.
Just to put it on my shelf. And I would want to look at the art
Yeah,
because they made new
absolutely.
art for all of it too.
Dude, and some of that stuff, like, they had some of it, like, online, and it looks great.
But if you open the box, then you're ruining the value. So
I
would
guess
just-
I guess I've never really cared about that.
yeah, but with
No.
an item like this that I'm already not gonna play,
You kind of want to keep it.
Well, then it's hard to justify opening it just to look at the packages, right? So even
I
in
don't
the
know.
event that I had the $1,000 to throw at it, it would sit on a shelf, and I'd go, "Man, that's real cool."
That's a thing I have.
real
Yep.
But the hopeful part of this is that maybe this has shown the Mars Volta that there are still dedicated fans out there, and that maybe they've made enough money to be able to get their shit back in a studio, and maybe they can get Thomas
maybe-
Pridgeon back on that shit.
That would be cool.
But these are all just hopeful things.
That's right. Well, high hopes, low expectations.
Yeah, and sad news about stuff that I can't have.
Yeah.
So,
I collect anime. I'm used to it.
you know
I
how
know,
it goes.
I know.
Yay, rare stuff,
Rare
collectibles.
Speaking of rare
Hi, Michael.
stuff. Speaking of rare stuff and collectibles.
Yeah. On to our next topic.
On to our next topic, Angel's Egg. I'd like to introduce our guest, Angel's Egg.
Is she over there?
She's over there.
Angel's
See,
Egg.
guys, look, this is Angel's Egg. This is a bootleg Blu-ray. Because the DVD is really expensive. We just watched this.
Yep.
This is your first time seeing it.
Yes.
What had happened?
Oh, the flood. That's
The flood had happened.
the flood had happened, and it was drawn by evil Dr. Seuss.
I love that.
That's
Solid. We got it.
and then Dick Tanks.
Dick tanks. Big throbbing dick tanks.
Dick
So
Tanks.
this is an anime. This is one of those like holy grail like cult classics. If you're an anime fan or a collector that's in any kind of deep as far as like, you know, watching this stuff and seeking it out,
You gotta
you've
get
most
it.
likely heard about this. You know, and the problem with it is because it had such a cold open, it never got translated.
Came out in '85.
Came out in '85. Never received the dub. Anything like
Doesn't
that.
need it.
Doesn't really need it. I mean, it's more of a visual art piece, or you know. But because of all those things, you know, when I look for it, I always find it like, you know, it's like, you know, $80 to $100, like almost $90 fucking dollars every single time
For a DVD
for
copy.
a DVD copy. So boo. But this movie itself is absolutely beautiful because it was made in that time when like the anime industry and like Japanese economy, of course, was in that bubble period.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Totally.
so they were able to actually throw money at artists and say, just create things. And this seems like so just for reference, guys, it was directed by Mamoru Oshii, and
and the artwork was by.
get book,
We got the book.
get book.
Yoshitaka Amano.
Yoshitaka Amano. You guys may know him from Final Fantasy.
But this is an amazing book I've had for years. That's just the art of Vampire Hunter D, which I still think is funny. The story that you told me recently about how the dude that actually wrote Vampire Hunter D imagined
Yeah, the light
him-
novel.
Yeah,
the light novel.
The light novels. He didn't imagine him looking like the D that we know.
Yeah.
He imagined him looking like
Like,
Phil Collins
Phil
from
Collin-
Don't Lose My Number.
Yeah, yeah. Specifically the cowboy scene from that video.
It's like, I'm glad they went with this guy. I'm really glad they went with.
Absolutely. but Angel's Egg, if you've ever seen any of Amano's stuff,
Yeah.
you know his art style, that very wispy
And
kind of
and this man didn't
incredible
tell
art.
me that it was Yoshitaka Amano.
I didn't
So I
know!
kept
I
looking
didn't
at
know
it
until
and I was like,
yesterday.
what's going on here? Why does this look like Yoshitaka? And I just said it. I was like, this has to be Yoshitaka Amano, right?
Right.
And yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. I love how sketchy it is in the background. He draws hair and faces a specific way.
Dude,
He's
and the way
got-
they animate the hair is just
Exactly.
Oh,
That
it makes
like,
me melt.
You know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
Her hair reminds me of. Oh shit! This might be a throwback to it.
So before you get into that,
no,
so
hold on, no.
Oh.
Griffith.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah,
that was all. That was all.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. Griffith. That makes a lot of sense. From Berserk.
Griffith. Okay.
Griffith. I gotcha. So basically, there is a story being told. There is a like moment to moment plot.
Yeah.
But that's not really the focus of this anime.
No, this is metaphoric. It's all very...
all metaphor. Every bit of it's metaphor.
Yeah.
And
it's a
like we were
surrealist
saying,
film, definitely.
Mamoru Oshii apparently was going through a crisis of faith.
Yeah, he lost his faith directly before this film,
Before
and he
this-
said that he doesn't know what this movie's about.
Yeah, the guy who directed it, he's just like, I don't know what this means. This just kind of came out of me.
Which is beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You can tell it's an auteur style thing, because I mean, if you think about it, you know, it's only the two of them.
Yeah. There's a girl, a small girl, probably, you know, what were we gonna say, like
12?
maybe 12 or 13?
Yeah, she
maybe.
looks, yeah.
But she's carrying around this egg the whole time, and she's holding it like she's, you know,
like she's pregnant.
Like she's pregnant. And then there's this soldier dude who kind of follows her around.
Yeah.
And throughout the most of the story, you kind of think, well, maybe he's just like trying to protect her, you know. Turns out he just wants to know what's in the egg. He is a very curious man.
I got a feeling he knew what was in that egg before he met her.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's ultimately what happened. Is he was trying to kind of lure her into a like safe space, or at least a feeling of comfort and trust towards him, so that he could take care of said egg. I don't want to spoil too much. I don't know if there's much that we can spoil.
I don't even know if even if we
explained
explained everything, it would still be one of those that we'd suggest you watch,
still
because
worth
it's not
watching.
we can't
just for the artwork.
Yeah, we can't
just for
tell
the
you.
animation. Yeah.
We just can't. We can't tell you.
And a lot of this is probably going to sound really confusing, but trust me, in context, it works.
Yeah.
But she's carrying this egg around, and that's where I feel like there's these themes running through it, of like innocence and loss of innocence.
Absolutely.
And you know, the
naivety of
faith and childhood, and just going through the motions and following your routine because you've just always traditionally done that, and whether or not, you know, whether or not the real world is worth sacrificing for a delusion. I mean, there's all these different themes just kind of floating around in this movie. It's kind of hard to latch on to just one.
I can feel you, man. Yeah.
But like visually, it's expressed so beautifully. Like I really like the scene with the fishermen.
Oh, dude.
In the town.
Yeah.
Because they're walking around this town this whole time, and it's like kind of run down, kind of post-apocalyptic. And you know, after a while, you just start hearing these horns, and of course, the two people, it's like the fish are here. You know, the fishermen will come soon. And all of these guys with, like, you know, harpoons just start running out into the streets.
Yeah.
And like the music gets really intense, and like the weight gets on you as far as like, oh my god, you know, what's happening? What are these guys out here to do? Are they gonna hurt our protagonists? You know,
they just start running past.
They just run past. They're not even focused on them. And what you find out is they're actually chasing these fish shadows.
Yeah.
These shadows, these giant shadows of fish that are just floating across the like buildings and streets, and they're just chucking harpoons at it, and it hits them, but it doesn't affect the fish because it's a fucking shadow. So it's one of those things where it's just like moving towards a goal that you'll potentially never achieve. It's constantly out of reach.
Yeah, and it's also like the idea that this group, because like all the soldiers are green, they're all colorless.
Well, you notice how they pretty much display them as like statues.
Exactly, like statues.
Yeah.
They make them seem like the only time that they're awake is in chase of the shadow.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like
that's the only time they come alive.
Mm-hmm. Like their only purpose is to chase the dream. Their only purpose is to try to relive whatever.
Chasing the dragon.
That's
chase
it.
the fish.
Chase the fish. Yeah.
Don't chase the fish, guys.
The shadow, whatever. Man, it's such a and every piece of the movie is like that. That's the problem. Is that, I mean, there's obviously an arc.
Yeah, there's an arc, because they did there's one of the only pieces of significant dialogue is just the guy relaying the story of Noah to the girl.
Yeah.
And really kind of painting it in a very kind of pessimistic light
Yeah.
to some degree.
Yeah, and that's what makes me feel like this is like a representation of after the collapse, and that's the whole thing he's talking about. So what? There was a bird.
There was a bird
that apparently
in
caused all of this problem.
Yeah.
But it was not a bird; it was an angel.
Ah, I got you.
Because that's what he saw at the end.
Angel's egg.
But that's
yeah,
what he.
Because that's what. Yeah, when she shows him
the fossils.
Yeah, because at some point they're just kind of hanging out, whatever, and goes to like a place that
some kind of temple, I guess.
Some kind of temple that she's just been gathering water, like jars of water, and just setting wherever she can.
Yeah.
And he's constantly asking her, "What's in the egg? What's in the egg?" And she won't tell him, until he starts talking about, I saw a bird in a tree and stuff like this, and she's just like, "Well, I've seen a bird." And he takes him to this fossil of an angel.
And you can tell on his face, he's like, "That ain't a bird.
That ain't a bird." And he's like, and I think at that point it's like he is absolutely certain, because I think it's implied that she found the egg around there.
Yeah, I don't. That's not her egg. She
that's
didn't
not
give
her.
birth
She
to the
didn't
egg.
lay the egg.
She didn't lay the egg.
Yeah.
No.
But like
she might have.
I think at that point he absolutely knew, and he had made the decision.
He had to kill it or destroy it or whatever
before it could.
And that's interesting. Like the thing that he carries around, it looks like it's a gun, but the more you look at it, it just looks like a cross. He's just carrying a cross the whole time. Absolutely. And he's bearing the cross.
He's bearing
the whole time, and I mean that's to me it felt like a very obvious statement that his mission is to do this terrible thing. This is the cross that he must bear.
Yeah.
He knew that he had to stop this thing, and then once he got confirmation of what it was, he knew he had to basically wreck this girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he was trying to do it in a way that would. I feel like he was trying to do it in the way that he felt was the kindest. Like he didn't like run up to her, rip the egg out of her. No, he followed her around. He,
won her favor over.
He won her favor, which you could honestly say is probably even
worse.
Probably worse, because not only has she now lost the thing that she like in this world, pretty much the only thing this girl has and the only thing that she cares for.
Man.
And he like just used her naivety against her in order to crush this dream that she had. It's pretty fucking heavy.
Yeah.
But this is the burden that he bears. This is what he was. This is his mission at this point on the earth.
Yeah, because when he rolls up on the tanks, that made me immediately suspicious of what his
goals were.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So I already had a iffy spot on it. I don't know. I don't know if there's a whole lot left to say about this movie.
Well, I will
beautiful.
say it's gorgeous. Following one of my absolute favorite parts in this, honestly, and it's the saddest fucking part. It's when she finally wakes up and realizes what he's done. Because basically what he does is he takes that cross thing and he just smashes the egg open. And he's constantly saying stuff like, you don't know what's in that egg until you break it. He's constantly saying shit like that to her. But when she finally wakes up and she finds the egg and she realizes what's happened, she just lets out this just absolutely pained, just like soul crushing scream. And like, props to the Seiyu on that, man. That like you feel her pain. You feel that just the fact that something precious has just been ripped from this girl.
Yeah, you do.
And so, but overall, absolutely gorgeous movie. A one of the pinnacles of animation
that's been lost to time. I'm sure that there's somewhere out there you could watch it.
It is incredible. It is actually incredibly easy to find online, guys.
That's
you don't have to have a physical copy. I want a physical copy because I like having things on my shelf.
So he got a bootleg.
I got the bootleg.
Yeah. Which I mean,
which is fine. I did notice a couple of audio issues.
We had some issues.
There were a few issues. It's fine. Like I told you, I'm probably just gonna have this on my shelf just so I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
And obviously, if I ever have expendable income, I'll get the DVD version as well. But if I ever watch this again right now, I'm probably not gonna watch this specific version.
Yeah.
I'll probably just use the digital version that I've had on my computer for years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because that one's fine. But anyways, overall, great movie.
Beautiful.
Highly recommend. If you like anime, this is definitely something you need to be checking out.
I would also say if you just are a, like a film snob, so if you're the kind of person
Snob,
that likes
animation fan, someone who just enjoys looking at
if
gorgeous
you like
art.
anything surreal, this is an extremely good surrealist piece. It feels a lot like I don't know, like a Fantastic Planet or like a Jodorowsky film or there's this vague oddity to the feeling that I think only those things can capture, and those are different things, but
Absolutely.
It's just this.
There's this. I mean, I don't know, man. This movie is just full of atmosphere, and if you give it a chance, you let it just wash over you, you're gonna come out of it just feeling like you've had a pretty dang good experience, and that you've
Thank you, Coda.
experienced something. Hey, Coda, liked your stream.
She said she's with us in spirit.
Cool.
You'll be in my heart.
Yes, you'll be in my heart.
Okay. Anyway, thanks.
Thanks. Angel said, good movie.
Angel
Check
said,
it out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think of anime music?
I love anime music. I was so happy when we decided to do this subject, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so anime music.
Mm-hmm. This is the big topic of the episode.
This is the big topic.
Yeah.
This one's probably going to take us a little while to go through. I have my notes.
The notes and
notes.
Man, those notes. Those
I almost
can
lost
you show the
these
notes? Can you show the notes?
I almost lost
They
these
look
notes.
like they've been faxed to us.
Yep. Because they pretty much did. Yeah, these are my notes. So I had typed all this out on my laptop, and my laptop is shit. So when I closed it, I lost all of these notes. But luckily, I had taken pictures of them on my phone, so I still have them.
And we printed them out.
Basically, what I'm saying is, fuck my laptop.
Yeah. But I introduced him to Google Docs.
Oh yeah. Now I know what Google Docs is.
So we'll start having a news and a thing that we can actually edit independently without having to fuck each other up.
Yay!
Yeah. All right.
So
what you got?
anime music. So I love OPs. It's probably one of my favorite parts of anime.
Yeah.
I will watch.
They're the ones that stick in your head, aren't they?
There are a bunch of them that stick in my head. I will listen to these songs most of the time, just outside of the anime that I'm that they are part of, as well. I'll watch the OP completely separate from watching the show. Or
there are
OVA
even
or
shows that I prefer the OP to the show.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we'll get into some of those. But to start with, so Trigun.
Yeah.
Name of the song, HT. Made by, and I'm really going to try to have to strain with some of these names. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing my best.
This is going to be fun.
Sunio Imahari.
All right.
Yeah. And the anime was done by Madhouse.
Yeah, that one's really cool. It has that Western feel, but it's also got this, like, I don't know,
it's very hard rock blues, man.
Hard rock blues with a whole bunch of Western all over it.
Primarily instrumental.
Yeah,
so no lyrics here.
Not really. I
there,
guess
there aren't any. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I
just
can't.
No,
it goes.
Oh.
It goes like that. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But yeah, super catchy. Love the love the show. I actually do really like the show. I actually started rewatching it the other day.
Did you ever watch the movies?
I haven't watched the movies.
I still haven't either.
So we should probably watch those movies at some point.
Okay.
But the show itself follows Vash the Stampede.
And it's only 14 episodes, or is it a full 26?
I think it's a full 26.
Okay, then it's not a terribly long series. That's
not
it.
super bad.
That's all of it.
That's really
and
good.
it has an ending.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
it is very conclusive.
Yeah.
Which is something you can't say for a lot of manga adaptations.
For real. Yeah. I've never read the manga on this one though.
Neither have I. I don't know if they had to change the ending.
Yeah.
Because with a lot of manga adaptations, they end up diverting at some point because there just isn't enough material to adapt.
Oh, totally.
At the time. You know, that's kind of how the Full Metal Alchemist, the original TV run.
Yeah.
That's why the ending is so different. That's why it diverges so much from the original source material, because the source material just did not exist yet, and they were already in production.
Oh, it was a.
So they just kind of had to throw something in, you know.
It was a Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah, essentially.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's usually how a lot of these go.
Yeah.
You know, they're obviously it's obviously gotten a lot better now with the kind of 12 to 13 episode like streaming thing, because anime actually has seasons now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
it's weird.
It's not just one big story shoved onto an OVA, shoved onto a VHS or DVD or like on TV anymore. It's like
they figured out how to schedule shit.
Yeah, they've actually
Amazing.
figured out how to schedule shit. But yeah, so good OP. Check it out. The next one I have on here is probably one of my absolute favorites. I actually used to own the soundtrack for this show. Slayer's Next.
Oh,
OP.
yeah, that's a good one.
Give a Reason by Megumi Hayoshibara, which is probably honestly one of my favorite. Easily, she has performed the majority of my
gotcha.
of what really started getting me into OPs, because I remember I was telling you, like, I used to judge anime solely on the OP. Like,
if it doesn't hit immediately, I'm done.
Immediately, I don't care. I'm done. But yeah, no, Slayer's Next, OP, Give a Reason. That's the name of the song. It's real good. It was actually animated by ENG Films.
So, is it weird that every time I think of Slayers, I think of hentai?
Not really.
I think there's just a lot of fan hentai of Slayers.
There's probably a lot
that
of
I saw
Amelia
when I was
hentai.
younger.
Probably there's probably a lot of Lena.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no. This like Slayers is
Slayers
one
is
of my
cool.
Slayers is one of my favorite like shows. Period.
Yeah.
I've
known that.
Yeah, if I can point to an anime that really got me like really into the medium, it would probably be Slayers, because I was definitely watching that for a while, but it was also one of those things where it's just like I didn't really have a lot of people to talk to. We turned the fan off. Yay! We've remembered to turn the fan off.
If there was fan noise up until this point, sorry.
We're sorry.
We got the top fan on too.
Oh no. But no. Before Slayers, I didn't really have anybody to talk to. I didn't really have a lot of people to talk to after Slayers either. But after Slayers, I was just kind of like, fuck it, I like this shit.
Yeah.
You know. So I can attribute Slayers itself into giving me my fandom at this point, you know. But that music,
that is the seed of your anime.
Now again, I actually sent you a list of all of these.
Yeah, totally.
And you watched it. So tell me your thoughts.
Oh, I mean, I agree with you on the majority of these. I will say, though, there's something as I was going through this list, I noticed something about anime intros. You're right. Occasionally you hear a new one and you immediately go, oh shit, this hits.
Yeah.
I want to listen to this again. I want to see this show.
Yeah.
But it seems like most of the time you go, oh, this is cool. I don't have a connection to this anime.
Yeah. I will say that some of these,
as I was going through them, they didn't do much for me with some of them, just because I didn't have a connection to the anime.
Yeah,
where I was going,
really
cool
have
song,
the context.
but you know.
Yeah. Well, the way I've always felt about OPs is they kind of they do a lot of things, but primarily there are really two things that an anime will do, either or.
Yeah.
It will either set you up for what to expect with the show.
Like K-On!
Absolutely. K-On! And another one on the list. I guess I can go ahead and jump down there.
Yeah, sorry. That's one I thought of that's representative of what we're saying.
No. What I'm saying is I'll get to that eventually and I'll point it out. But so it either sets up a mood or an atmosphere for the show going into it.
Totally.
Or it's simply there to get you hyped.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel like all the Slayers intros and Megumi Hoshibara just in general, a lot of her OPs are really just there to get you hyped. Now, a lot of that is in conjunction with the visuals as well.
Yes, totally.
You know, but I think, and it can overlap.
The K-On! One is so good with the visuals that are going on. Her singing into her cell phone.
Oh, yeah.
And her it's real good.
It's adorable. I love it. But yeah, no, Slayers, guys, definitely check that series out. So next one, Black Lagoon.
That was
Red Faction.
That's one thing that I never watched before. I've never seen Black Lagoon. and watching that intro, I was like, maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I should have watched this.
I really need to let you borrow that. I really need to let you borrow that. I think you'll really dig Revy.
A couple of these shows are ones that I've either heard of or just never seen before that I picked out going, hey, this looks interesting enough. Yeah, well, I'll get to it. You got a list.
I got a list, but anyways, no. Black Lagoon, really good show, super heavy action.
Yeah.
There was a period in not too long ago where I just simply wasn't watching a lot of anime. Wasn't really seeking out any new stuff. I maybe had like a handful of DVDs that had just kind of like stuck around. And when I finally got on, I think it was like Funimation streaming.
Yeah.
Black Lagoon was one of the first animes I watched, and
cool.
it immediately lit that fire again. So again, and this is kind of like the music itself. Again, this OP sold me really quick, but the music itself is kind of this, I guess like house industrial.
Dude, that's what I dug about it. Yeah, it almost had that. It almost had a little bit of like, yeah. That's a good way to put it. That '90s industrial, like crunchy, like kind of aggressiveness going on.
Absolutely.
But it's also kind of dancey.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Get down on your knees, put a new head on shoulders.
That one's good. That's a good track. Yeah.
Really, really strained English.
Yeah.
But still really cool. Then that was actually done by Madhouse.
Oh.
I feel like by the end of this list, my conclusion is going to be Madhouse just does the best OPs.
Yeah. And then,
overall.
Yeah.
So to go away from the more action-focused anime, the next one on my list, Gamers.
Oh yeah, Gamers.
Song called Gamers.
That was cool.
Yeah, and it's actually done by the seiyus. You'll notice that a lot. It's actually done by the 3 seiyus from that show. So the 3 girls that you see in the OP, their seiyus are actually singing it.
Man.
So they
do a good job, dude.
Yeah, dude, and it's awesome. It's really fun.
That's a cool song.
Yeah. I like the in the visuals of the OP where it's just going through different like parodies of video games.
Yes, dude, that was killing me.
Yeah. And then by the end, it's this really elaborate, like incredibly animated just fight sequence with a giant rock monster, and all the characters are different like RPG stereotypes and shit. I love the animation when the pink hair girl man, I can't remember her name. I really need to rewatch that. But she's like this ninja character, and her arms start flailing as she's flying in the air. Oh my god, it's adorable. But no, good show.
Yes.
It is.
Haven't seen any of it, but it looks cool.
It is Misunderstandings the anime.
Good. Okay. Good.
It relates to games in that all of the characters are gamers.
Okay.
But it's a wacky romantic comedy.
Oh.
It's a high school wacky romantic comedy. Don't let that look. This is one of the better ones, guys. Yeah. This is one of the better ones.
If you don't like high school, maybe you shouldn't watch any anime.
Well, I love this one mainly because the characters are constantly misunderstanding each other, constantly fucking up the potential for a successful, confession of love because of misunderstandings, and most of the time it's their fault. And I hate teenagers, so I love seeing them miserable. So, just saying. But no. I think the characters are really well done. Something that isn't like common for that genre is for the guy to actually be a character. They tend to be more ciphers for the audience. You know what I mean? More like placeholders, so people can project onto them.
That's right.
Amano is an actual character, Currentendo, the main girl, the one that's like, the blonde, she's an actual character, I love all the girls. Like her, I really like in the show.
Oh yeah.
If I met that kind of person in real life, I would probably hate them. I like her as a character in an anime.
I gotcha. I totally get you. It's like Larry David. I love Larry David on a show. If I knew Larry David as a person, I'd probably not ever want to be around him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, geez, that guy.
No, Gamers. Also a great show, guys. Check these out.
Yeah.
Done by Pine Jam. That's the studio. The next one. So as I was getting into like some anime intros are there to get you hype. This is what I'm talking about when it's more trying to set a mood.
Oh, okay.
For the show. So Serial Experiments Lane.
Okay, so that's definitely a mood. That is a moody 90s girl mood right there.
Indeed.
That
it's
is
a very moody 90s girl. The name of the song is Duvet.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
You mean Blanket?
Blanket. Duvet.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's got that like I don't know, who would you say this sounds like? Which 90s holds an acoustic guitar
isn't it
girl?
Ironic?
That one? Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah,
What's her
Alanis
name?
Morissette.
Little Alanis Morissette. Yeah.
A little Alanis Morissette, a little oh, I don't know. That kind of thing though.
That kind of thing though.
The sadder
it's
Alanis
a sadder
Morissette
thing,
stuff.
But I do feel like it sets the mood for the anime
oh,
itself.
totally. Yeah.
You know, because this is a very kind of slow burn anime.
Well, it almost reminds me of some Silent Hill music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah.
I kind of get a Silent Hill vibe overall from
with Lane.
With Lane.
Yeah, I can feel
most
that.
of the time.
I can feel that. It's this cyberpunk feeling, but it's also a Silent Hill kind of feeling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Serial Experiments Land is fucking great, and you let me watch that recently, like about a year or so ago.
It's been a minute, but yeah. I actually let you borrow my DVD or Blu-ray that I have,
and I hadn't seen it up to that point, and it's great. It's
wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a girl who literally becomes the god of the internet.
She has a symbiotic relationship with her computer.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what is reality? If the internet reality, is reality?
I mean, it kind of touches on some of the stuff that Ready Player One touches on a bit
to a degree,
you know, but it does it in a way more way less gamey way.
Yeah, well, it's more contemplative.
Exactly.
And you got to think, this is coming out in an era where the internet wasn't as widely understood.
It wasn't as robust as now. But when you look at what just say it here, when you look at what Ghost in the Shell and Hideo Kojima and some of these other Japanese folks thought about what the internet would be, they were right.
They're not far off.
They predicted
that's
that
something
shit.
that this show actually gets praised for kind of being pretty ahead of its time.
Understanding what social media is going to be like.
Yeah, the concept of like the concept of social media in particular. Is like a huge plot point and what a lot of this revolves around.
Man, have you ever noticed how accurate Ghost in the Shell standalone complex is with meme culture?
Oh yeah,
it's fucking scary. It's fucking scary how close they are with what is happening now. How people, whatever. Anyway, ahead of its time. Serial Experiments Land and good music.
So next one, Soul Eater.
Yeah, Soul Eater.
Resonance by TN Revolution.
I've only seen a little bit of Soul Eater. I like it. It's cool.
Soul Eater's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's Studio Bones, man. And
they're
usually pretty solid.
Yeah. It's fun. It's not the kind of thing that I'd super get into, but I absolutely was enjoying the little bit I watched, and that intro is fun.
That intro is super fun.
Very fun.
I love it when like in the thing where he's like just kind of dancing.
He's
just doing this.
Yeah.
But no, super fun.
Is that the one where they changed the art style as it was going through the intro? No, that's not that one.
No.
Which one was that I'm thinking of? Because there's one where like the art style changes to 2 or 3 things throughout the OP.
That might be. We'll get to it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I can point out with the one. But the next one's something that we were talking about before, the K-On! Intro.
K-On's amazing.
About to say, you've seen the movie. Mm-hmm. You haven't watched the series yet.
Mm-mm.
I really do need to actually let you borrow that because I feel like
you
that's
have
something.
It?
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, cool.
I have the whole thing. I have all the OVAs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, K-On's really good, and the intro of it just has so much like personality.
This is specifically OP3. So just so you guys know, there were 2 other LPs, and those are solid as well. This just happens to be the one that I constantly come back to.
It's the cell phone. That's the thing that
where she's singing into her fucking pencil box.
Mm.
Yeah.
But also, I still have to just comment on K-On! In the fact that like they get the animation for someone playing an instrument super right. Like the drums, the way she does the fills and the little hi-hat things and stuff.
That's easily a Kyoto animation thing. They kind of pioneered that with, let's say, what's that fucking show? Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They
I've
kind of
never seen that either, but I
yeah,
know what
because
you're talking
because there was this kind of meme joke that was going around when K-On! Came out. It's like they took that one scene from Haruhi and just turned it into a show. Because there's one scene where Haruhi like has to fill in for a guitarist and singer for like a school talent show, and like the accuracy for how they're playing and like their finger movements and stuff like that had just like kind of never been really attempted, because a lot of times when you, especially in like 80s anime, when you did actually have a lot of like music based anime,
Yeah.
or at least characters who were in bands,
They just kind of held the instrument.
they just kind of held the
you know?
instrument and just kind of moved around a little bit. Nothing had been quite that intricate. But
K-On's ridiculous.
K-On! Just kind of takes it to the very next level, because this whole show revolves around these girls.
Look at it.
Pretty close. You almost can.
Yeah.
But this OP is definitely the one that I think of the most.
Three's the winner.
Three's the winner. Three's the winner. They're all good, and I do really like all of the EDs. What's really cool about all of these OPs is the OPs themselves show them in the club, in high school. So this is kind of like, as you're seeing the story in the actual show, these OPs are just kind of time capsules for different stages of their, learning to be a band, learning to be Hokage tea time or after school tea time.
Yeah.
And like all of the EDs feel like flash forwards. You know what I mean? Like, this is them as a band. They've made it. This is them making a music video. This is the music video that comes out. And all of these songs are great.
Yeah.
Like, for real. I have to give it up to the fan wiki for K-On!
Oh, yeah?
That was fucking impressive. It's
you
not just
said
white,
that it's like...
Yeah, it's not like just a white background. It's like, it's got like the pictures of the girls in the background. It's all red. It's cute. All the text is really, really, really pretty.
Yeah.
And the cursor turns into a pic with the after school tea time logo on it. And I was just like, wow, someone put a lot of love and effort into this fan wiki. That's
nice.
kind of cool. So, shouts out to you guys.
Yeah.
I hope you're listening. I hope everyone's listening.
Everyone in the world is listening.
Everyone in the world will listen.
But yeah, K-On! Awesome. What's next?
You'll like this one. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex.
Okay, so I guess we might as well break into it now. Yoko Kanno.
Yeah.
If you don't know, well, now you know. And
I'm talking specifically about Inner Universe.
Oh, of course. Yeah. By
Olga.
And Origa.
Origa.
Her name is Olga something. She's German, but Yoko Kanno mispronounces her name, or doesn't mispronounce. She uses the Japanese version. What is that? Katakana? Hiragana? I think it's katakana. I think that's it. So that's like the Japanese words that are foreign words,
indeed.
Right?
Yeah.
So her name Olga is Origa. So in all of her stuff it's Origa. So Origa.
Yeah.
But her name's Olga.
Yeah.
So that's what that's from.
I got you.
Right. But she's the Russian vocalist that does all of the parts like that.
And she sings within this one song. She sings in Russian, English,
and Latin.
Absolutely. And that's pretty incredibly fluently.
Yes.
Like the English parts do not sound like English.
No, they don't. No, she can sing in English, and then her Russian just sounds beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it, dude. And I love the fact like this kind of like really techno. Yeah, absolutely. Kind of real like ambient techno essentially is what I've kind of. What I'm going to call it. Ambient techno.
The music from Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, to me, does not sound at all like the music from the movies. And that is that's not a bad thing.
They are their own separate entities, essentially. Yeah.
The movies are not trying to be the manga. Okay? The movies are Mamoru Oshii, Old Angel's Egg, trying to make more of his idea out there in this world, right? So he
Indeed.
made 2 films in the Ghost in the Shell universe that aren't exactly based on the manga. They're their
Yeah.
own ideas.
Well, I mean, nothing is really that based on the manga. 'Cause the
Standalone
manga,
Complex has a lot of it, dude.
it
Standalone
does
Complex
have a lot of it. It does tone down
Yeah.
the goofiness.
Yes, it does.
Of the manga.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It's a middle ground though between where the movies showed things and then what the manga actually represents with some of the deeper concepts.
Indeed.
Constantly changing, but they didn't take all the wackiness away because we got them tachikomas.
That's right.
Ooh,
Oh boy, Tachikomas.
But no, overall, I like pretty much all of the music in Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. I would also say that the second gig opening is fucking great too. That's called
easily.
Arise. Rise.
Yeah.
Maybe no. Arise is the series. It's just called Rise.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's really good. But in general, I think that the music to me has always sounded like Harry Gregson Williams,
Oh.
and that's the guy that does all the Metal Gear soundtracks.
Oh, cool.
He also did the soundtrack to Gemini Man.
Wow.
Okay, so awesome.
Okay, cool. Good on you. I hope he made a shit ton of money.
Oh yeah, I think Harry Gregson Williams does well.
Yeah.
But he makes that kind of sneaky industrial like technology sound in a lot of his stuff, you know,
Absolutely.
and that is kind of what the Standalone Complex soundtrack favors, but then they also take all this really cool vocalization and they mix it in a lot of the time. So there are weird tracks with like little Japanese girls singing. There's a lot of what seems like, and I could be wrong about this, okay? But for a minute there I really got into Bulgarian folk music.
Oh, nice.
And it really seems like that's the vocal qualities that they're going for in like a lot of the weirder tracks from Standalone Complex with like the choir, but it's in a language that isn't exactly easy to tell.
Right,
it sounds like a Slavic language.
Indeed.
It could be this. So I think it's a lot to do with that kind of Eastern European
Kind of influence.
yeah,
essentially.
traditional like folk singing kind of stuff, right? And she mixes that with this you know, super dense electronica and then she likes pop vocals, and then she likes, you know, and
Absolutely.
And it's crazy
Well,
to
Yoko
think
Kanno is like just kind of a like superstar of this industry.
she can do anything,
Yeah.
and
you
she
know?
does anything.
Even if her songs are attached to bad shows, the songs are usually good. I mean, let's get the big one out of the way.
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Tank. I
Yeah.
mean, even if you've never seen this show, you know this song.
You probably know.
You probably know the song better than you know the show. Yeah, because it's all jazzy.
You know, and
Gotta get everybody in the space together. Come on, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Wonderful, right?
Right.
She also did Wolf's Rain.
Yeah.
She did.
And the thing is all of
she's
her
done a
stuff,
bunch. That's all I'm saying.
all of her stuff is so prolific, man.
And
it's
each
all
is
very
each is different.
Yeah,
each is
absolutely.
so different, and it's so poignant to the series that, you know, she does the
Oh
music
yeah,
for.
yeah, yeah. She definitely is one of those that crafts the music around the property she's working.
It's
with.
the opposite of Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, indeed. This is so important. Yeah. So, but yeah, so that was Tank Talk.
Tank Talk.
Tank Talk.
Nice. Welcome to Tank Talk.
Welcome to Tank Talk. We're just gonna talk about Tank.
Today we're going to talk about getting a grenade back out of the hatch. In Tank Talk.
In Tank Talk.
We wear tank tops on Tank Talk. Don't make me keep doing this, please. Please.
I can't help it. Okay, so the next one on my list is again one I keep saying this. They're all my favorites. I love this shit.
Scott, are these your favorites?
They are. They are
these,
indeed.
do you like these?
I do a lot. Revolutionary Girl Utna.
Yeah, not feeling it so much.
Really? Well, I guess again this comes
that's
down
one-
to I don't really have a connection to this series.
That's it.
Yeah.
I see. I gotcha. I'm watching it going, okay. Okay.
I gotcha. Well, Revolutionary Girl Utna is kind of a it was really one of the first deconstructions of the magical girl genre.
Okay.
A lot of the creative people behind '90s Sailor Moon series.
Okay, that's what I figured. The animation. I mean,
Yeah.
who else has legs that long?
Absolutely. Or necks.
Or necks.
Our noses that pointy.
What the fuck?
Chins pointy.
Yeah.
Pointy chins.
Boy, you're so sharp.
I don't want to touch you. I don't want to prick myself on your chin
Or nose.
But I love it. It's pretty much a deconstruction of the magical girl.
Yeah.
It was kind of released in that kind of a post-Evangelion world. You know, so TV animation could kind of go.
You mean
places
after the robots destroyed everything, right?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Once the world ended,
then this
they
came out.
rebuilt the new one.
It's Utena.
It's Uten. But no. I really do. I would like you to at least watch the movie.
Oh yeah.
Because overall, again, it gets in. The series itself can get into some really surreal areas, but the movie itself was kind of like more of a response, like the Ava movie, like the end of Ava. It's kind of a response.
Hey, we need an answer.
Yeah, you know, and it's kind of the same way, and it's really cool. It's really super cool.
Okay.
But no, I like the music.
I feel you.
This
just not having a connection to it, it just wasn't kicking it for me.
I gotcha. It's called Rondo Revolution, guys. Go listen to it. I kind of do wish we could play some samples.
But we don't want to deal with that.
That's right.
So maybe we'll have a list in the description. Maybe we'll do that.
I'll try it. Yeah, I'll put a list of all the stuff that we're talking about.
That sounds like a good idea.
That sounds like a good idea. For real, guys. Check these out.
You know, we could even potentially... Can't we, like, make a playlist of all these on YouTube and then share a playlist?
I think you could do that on Spotify. I looked into that.
We'll see if we can do something for you guys.
I'm going to
we'll
do a little bit more research and see if I can at least put a playlist together on Spotify.
Since we can't just listen to them together. Because, I mean, Scott, you were talking about really liking the idea of sitting down with fans, a crowd, and watching some anime together.
Yeah, just watching some anime
having a
together.
Screen and being
how
able to
how
go,
can
hey,
we do this, and how can we do this to where we won't get in trouble?
But we fucking can't.
Apparently we can't.
Yeah, you're going to get a copyright strike. You're going to have a problem.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
I'm surprised people can comment on the goddamn news.
But the next one, I know you know, and I'm pretty sure you like, Death Note, the second OP.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about
Death
Maximum
Note
the
2.
Hormone.
Maximum the Hormone. What up, people?
Oh, I'm sure there were a bunch of people that were just like me when they first heard this. They were going, when did System of a Down start singing in Japanese?
Right. Yeah, that's really it, because, like, they're just, they're... I actually had this album, and they are really good. I like Maximum the Hormone.
Maximum's dope. Yeah.
This is where I found out about them.
Yeah,
you know?
me too.
And it was kind of a shock to the system, because, you know, I'm used to basically what we've been getting from anime for years, like kind of techno, kind of, you know, idol-y kind of stuff. And this was the first time that I saw, like, what I would consider it's new metal, but like legitimate metal in an intro to an anime.
Yes.
This is the first time that I can remember that happening. You know?
Yeah.
And man, it just kind of blew me away. I was just like, Jesus, I've never seen this. And I like in the animation, like Ryuk's just kind of doing this too.
Why is man, I haven't seen Death Note, so
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just I couldn't get into it. I started watching it and I was like
it is kind of a slow burn.
Yeah, maybe I should have given it more time. But why they got a old girl in the lolly outfit the whole time, man?
Oh, that's Misa Misa. That's Misa Misa. She is a crazy person who is obsessed with light. So, guys, if you don't know, Death Note is about this guy named Light, a regular high school student about to graduate. You know, he finds a notebook, and you can write names in that notebook, and the people with those names will die. So
with those names.
So he decides that he's gonna do some vigilante justice and set the world right. He's gonna kill all the bad people. So yeah, and it kind of turns into this like police drama. But anyways, as far as Misa Misa goes,
yeah, because it almost turns into Dexter, right?
She has a Death Note as well.
Oh,
and she finds out about Light, and so she becomes obsessed with him. And like just like wants to be his girlfriend, and it's
why wouldn't you immediately use it on her?
Because look, dude, Light himself is really portrayed as like a long-term thinker, Like he's got a plan. He's gonna work shit out.
Well, that's good.
So he kind of sees her as a way. He ends up using her essentially. He ends up using her love for him in his grand scheme plan. To
accomplish some goals that he might not want to do himself.
Yeah,
Ew.
like maybe if he had because here's okay, spoilers for Death Note if you don't know. Basically, one of the main ways that he uses them is at some point he gives his Death Note away because the cops are kind of closing in and they're starting to he's starting to feel kind of paranoid about it, so he needs to throw them off the case.
Yeah.
So what he does is he gives his Death Note to her. Now she has 2 Death Notes. And she's continuing to kill while Light is like helping the police solve that case.
Oh my god.
So he's directing the investigation. So
yeah, it's like
I'm
Dexter.
telling you, man,
it's like
once
Dexter. That's fucking
yeah,
funny.
exactly. it really does get to that point.
Okay.
I would say give it another shot.
Okay.
Give it another shot.
Okay.
But anyways, the music itself,
Music's dope.
solid.
Oh.
Yeah. What Up People by Maximum the Hormone.
Yeah.
What up, people?
Is it just me or is he screaming something he shouldn't at the end of that song?
Hey, then you fuck it. Maybe. I don't know. I think it's one of those. It's got to be one of those Japanese words that's close to another bad word in English, but I don't think it's that.
That's what I think too. But it totally sounds like he's yelling "bundle of sticks" a bunch of times, and I'm going like. No, I'm just mishearing that. No, there's no way. No way.
Again, this OP was done by Madhouse as well. Like I said, of course it's fucking Madhouse.
Of course, yeah.
So this one's really fun. Excel Saga.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a really good
totally.
one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one that you were talking about? It was kind of jumping through different animation styles potentially.
That might be the one.
Because it's the 2 girls, they're singing.
Absolutely. And then there's the
banana.
There's the part where it's all like really thick bordered, and then there's the part where like everything's moving super fast, and there's like they like go through.
It's
a
just
couple
super chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
There's the one. Did it have the one girl who's constantly coughing up blood?
Yeah, I think that is the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's really. I love it because in the song,
I watched all of these at the same time, so
yeah,
it's like
they kind of blend together.
Yeah.
The Seiyu who's singing that is singing it in her character, and in the show that character is constantly weak because she just constantly shoots up geysers of blood. She's very frail, and I love how in the track itself she's sitting there. It's like she's a fucking hemophiliac, and it's dude. I love that show.
Yeah.
Tiffany Grant actually did voiced Excel in the dub, and she blew her fucking voice out voicing that character.
Wow.
Yeah, because Excel. Have you ever seen Excel Saga?
No, actually.
Okay. So Excel Saga is about this girl named Excel, and she is loyal and in love with the
with PowerPoint.
With PowerPoint. No, with this guy named El Palazzo.
Yeah.
And he is part of an organization that's trying to take over the world one city at a time, and her job is to go out and take over the city. But again, it's not really about that. This is a very madcap, incredibly wacky. The way you saw the intro, that's the show. That's easily the show. This is one of those that really sets up what you should expect.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm actually really surprised that Excel Saga wasn't played more on the Adult Swim block.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna pop one in here that you don't have on since we're talking about that. Is it a lot like Fooly Cooly?
You could kind of say. I would say that it's a lot more hyperactive than Fooly Cooly. Fooly Cooly has moments where it kind of calms down. Excel Saga does not.
Oh, okay, but in the hyper moments, it's kind of in that vein.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it can kind of be there.
So I actually do want to talk real quick about the pillows. So
Indeed. That they did the soundtrack for Fooly Cooly.
They did the Fooly Cooly soundtrack, and it's awesome. Oh, it looks like we're getting a bunch of frame drops.
Oh no.
Sorry guys if our stream's screwing up a little bit. I'm still working on the settings.
Let us know. Hopefully you guys can see everything and
Well,
it's not shitty.
It's okay. On the YouTube video, there won't be any frame drops. It'll be the
Easily.
recorded one. So sorry, technical.
By the way, subscribe to
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, hit the bell and do the thing and thumbs us and
You
all
know
that
what?
stuff.
Thumbs us.
Thumbs us.
You know,
please.
thumbs-
Whichever thumbs
thumbs-
you feel like. We
you-
prefer one of those thumbs, but
Do what you want.
Whatever. Do what you want.
Anyways.
We're not gonna
But
stop
no,
you.
no, the pillows.
Yeah, the pillows.
Now, we were actually having a conversation about this. I do like the pillows.
Man, the Ride on Shooting Star is one of the best endings. Period.
Easily.
And that's
Absolutely.
all I'm getting at with the context of this episode.
Mhm.
That's why I want to bring up the pillows, because
Easily.
Ride on Shooting Star specifically is just amazing.
Yeah.
And it's something that will stick in your head for years.
You will remember this ending.
You'll
Yeah.
remember the Vespa. You'll remember it. Okay.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, and it's just awesome. Fooly Cooley's weird. It's only 6 episodes. If you haven't seen Fooly Cooley, watch it. It's FLCL, by the way.
FLCL.
Yeah.
You do it like this.
Yeah. I don't know whether people actually call it Fooly Cooley. I always just call it that because I mean it's fucking.
I've always called it fully cool.
It's either one. Whatever. FLCL
What is
Fooly
Fully
Cooley.
Cooley?
You do it with your hands like this.
You do it with
And
your hands
it's
like
made by
this.
Gynax. You know.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of Eva references in that. You know.
Well, it was done. It was. I don't even know if that's specifically Gynax.
it says Gynax on the shit.
Okay. So it is Gynax, but that was actually directed by the guy who did Die Buster.
Yeah.
Which, if
Mhm.
you don't know what Die Buster is, it is a sequel to, or at least a spirit
Gunbuster.
to Gunbuster, which was Hideki Anno's like first, director's chair kind
Absolutely.
of thing. Like on a series, and he actually apprenticed under Anno.
Yeah.
And so, again, he just went off and he did an Ava.
Yeah.
He just poured all of his creativity
Mm-hmm.
into a project, and it came out beautifully.
So the pillows and Fooly Cooley, I understand what you were saying about it, that you don't particularly want to listen to the pillows outside of Fooly Cooley.
Yeah, that is definitely one of those bands that like if I didn't have them in the show that
Mhm.
they were in,
Mhm.
I probably wouldn't care too much about them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Mhm.
They're
But for the show,
for the show,
it
it's
is so good.
It is perfect.
So good. Yeah. Yeah. And that's really the only context I have with that. Watch some Fooly Cooley. What you got next?
All right, moving on. Oh, something I wanted to bring up about Excel Saga. They wrote the lyrics for that 5 minutes before the deadline.
Yes.
That's why they're so. That's why they're just so random. Because they were just throwing shit together
cool.
that sounded okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And oh man, what is his name? I'm trying to think of the Shinichi Watanabe
Oh yeah, absolutely. Wow.
directed this, and he there is a character in the show that is him as a self-insert character.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool.
It's fun, dude.
Yeah.
It's a fun show. Oh, this one. I know you know this one, and I know you've seen the show.
Huh.
Samurai Champloo 80. Shiki no Uta.
Oh my God, Shiki no Uta
or
is
Song of the Seasons.
dude. Shiki no Uta is potentially my favorite anime song.
Yeah.
Just period.
I gotcha.
Yeah, there's a really cool band. I can't think of what they're called. It's like a jazz band that did a cover of it, and it's I think it's just like a drummer and a saxophone player and a bass player. Come to think of it, but it is so good. Just look up Shiki no Uta cover on YouTube. You should be able to find it.
Or just look up the original song.
The
man. It's
original's
like,
so good too. Yeah,
I would say it's kind of like good Lauryn Hill if she sang in Japanese.
If she was Japanese,
If she
yeah.
was Japanese.
Yeah, the groove is cool. The bass line's cool. Yeah, it's got like a funkiness to it, but it also has like almost like a breakbeat kind of thing going on.
Yeah, solid.
Fucking tight.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah,
Samurai
the show
Champloo
itself is pretty cool,
And the music throughout the show's fine.
yeah,
But none of it sticks out the way Shiki no Uta
not
does.
really. I mean, we were talking about because I think I told you, hey, I'm putting Shiki no Uta on here,
Yeah.
and you were just like, well, that's awesome, but what about the opening? And I was just like, I don't really think about the opening all that much.
And to be honest,
it's just like
don't
Shiki no Uta kind of just worms its way. It's an earworm.
Mhm.
It worms its way into your fucking brain, and you'll just never be able to get it out.
Yeah, and then you don't want to.
And you don't
then
want
it lives
to.
happily inside your brain
That's
forever.
right. That was
yeah.
Studio Manglobe.
Oh, got you.
We already talked about Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
So here's another one. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the first OP. OP1.
Oh, dude, I love that one.
Yeah, again
Oh,
by
I
Yui.
love that one. See, I was actually going to bring up the Full Metal Alchemist original one, I think it's number 2 opening. The
Okay.
Ready Steady Go.
See, I like the original series.
I do.
I haven't
too.
finished Brotherhood. I guess I need to get on that.
I really like the original series. I like how much more lighthearted it is than Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about Brotherhood that feels like number 1. I almost think they were going like, all right, you guys have seen the original series, right? We're just gonna skip past all this beginning shit for real.
The pacing in the first half is kind of rushed.
It's rushed, man.
Because
Of exactly what I'm saying.
The exact reasons.
Yeah,
that you
they
said.
already covered all this shit,
Yeah.
and it was pretty much exactly like that.
They basically made this movie to be closer to the manga because by the time Brotherhood came out, the manga was done.
Yeah.
So they knew where they were going with it. You know,
but they hadn't deviated all that much from the original series, except for once it got to the hard stopping point.
Indeed.
You know, so most of what they did in the original series applied pretty much just fine on Brotherhood. So they kind of did this. Well, let's get past it.
Yeah.
You know, but I still feel like, and I actually didn't finish Brotherhood either, but I still feel like it was so much more morose. It's so much darker. I don't know. I
don't know, man. It's
I
got
like the
that
original first.
manga comedy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it does.
Like that. I don't think I've ever liked in an anime.
In anime, it works great in manga.
Works great in manga.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But like they're two different mediums, guys.
That's actually a problem that I will bring up with something
later on.
Maybe this is yeah. Why don't I just bring it up later on? You keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, the track itself that I'm talking about is the first OP for FMA Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And that's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's called Again. It's by an artist named Yui, and I really like the cadence of her voice.
Yeah,
the way that
real.
It kind of builds throughout
totally.
the song and kind of climaxes in the chorus. Like it's just like.
It
hits you. It hits you right here.
Yeah, it does.
Hits you right here.
You know, sometimes those anime vocalists really know how to fuck with your heartstrings.
Easily. And I don't even know what they're saying.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Me.
It's like Disney music. You know, they really know how to manipulate you.
Yeah. But it's like a chick singer kind of like. Sort of indie prog rock, I would say.
Okay.
Like harder indie prog rock kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
But no, super good.
Super cool, man.
You know, it's not Madhouse, but it is Bones.
Oh.
So they're kind of neck and neck.
Oh, yeah.
And the last really big one, just going through these lists, the last really big one that I wanted to talk about, and is Berserk.
That would be the next thing I was going to bring up. Funny enough, that's exactly what I was going to bring
I
up.
have the OVA, but I don't have any notes other than put your glasses on.
So you're talking about the original Berserk song.
I like the original Berserk song, not because I think it's a good song, or not even that I think it's even that impressive in an OVA. It's funny to me.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
It's fucking hilarious.
Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me what you think.
Dude. Okay, so
it's fucking great.
I put this video up on Facebook last night, and I sent it to you. Somebody made a YouTube video parodying that song, and it's just a bunch of slideshows of characters from the anime with glasses drawn on them, and all of the lyrics are replaced with "Put your glasses on, put your glasses on."
Dude,
so, like, I mean, I think I like I like that version.
You know what fucks me up about that?
A lot more because it's funny.
God, dude, the guitar is so out of tune.
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. Like I said, this is not a good song. It's just funny.
So, and I would contrast it with the new series,
which I actually watched last night. Not the series, the OP.
And it is fucking amazing.
It is really good.
Oh, you want to talk about setting the tone for a goddamn anime?
Easily.
It starts ripping on the taps, and then it just gets into these super like epic, and it's doing all this, and the whole time you're seeing Guts in his fucking Berserk armor, looking all crunk.
Right.
Oh no, that one sets up Berserk way better than the other one does.
Easily. No. I would definitely have to give it to the new series.
Oh yeah.
In the OP department.
In the OP department.
Everything else
is rough.
Not too good.
Which, by the way, that's what I wanted to bring up, is that whole doing manga style comedy in anime.
Yeah.
And they fucked that up pretty hard in the
In
new
Berserk.
one. Yeah, it just feels like
I think
Puck is off. You know what I mean?
The decision to go fully digital, and being
And
able
them
to,
have never having done it before.
yeah.
Because I think if you did Berserk right, it being fully digital would probably work well.
Mm-hmm.
But they should have got okay. Here's my reason I'm saying this. You just played Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah.
And
that looks good.
That's the 3D anime that I want, and that's rendered in real time, guys. Like that's rendered in real time in Unreal Engine. Like you can do this. You can do this, man.
Yeah.
You just have to have people that really understand how to translate 3D
Still
characters.
frames.
Yeah, still
Yeah.
frames to 3D characters.
3D
yeah.
characters. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not saying that Ark's a slouch. Ark is probably the forerunner in this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even looking at 3D animated anime films today, okay? Like for instance, there's a Studio Ghibli one.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they just don't look good. They just don't look they don't look like like you want anime to look.
The thing that
Dragon Ball Fighters looks fucking perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like, and CG is kind of inherently something that's going to age a lot faster than traditional cell animation, and that's just inherent. Hopefully, and not that I haven't seen some really beautifully done, straight 3D anime.
You have to be very stylized for it to hold up, though. Like,
Indeed.
Like, dude, Into the Spider-Verse is gonna hold up.
Oh, easily,
Without a question.
A huge
It's
exception to said rule.
Yeah, and why? Style. It's not about
So
the
much
quality of the
style.
3D.
Yeah.
It's the style.
Indeed. Indeed. But yeah, no,
Berserk.
give it to the new Berserk. The new
The
OP is
yeah,
solid.
dude. Yeah, just the new series is.
Put your glasses on.
Which, by the way, just saying, I'm reading Berserk right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the 7th of the deluxe ones. As I read it, I just realize how much of an atrocity the new series is. Because at first I was like, nah, man, they're getting through it.
It's
And
okay. At least I got
see-
the story.
I got my guts and everything, and I got my puck.
Yeah, I got
So
my
I'm-
guts and my puck.
I'm fine. Well, they really just gut that fucking story.
Oh,
They
easily.
take so much out of it.
It's to the point to where,
Mhm.
especially if you have access to the manga, it's kind of not even worth watching the show.
And side note here, I found out as I was reading this that in the Eclipse issue,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that one, they clipped out a chapter from
Oh.
Berserk.
Boo.
Yeah, Miura himself cut it out before it actually published. So when it was still single prints,
Yeah.
like per chapter,
Yeah.
that's when it came out, and then it never reached the manga.
It never reached the
trade.
collection.
Yeah,
the
it
trades,
never reached the trades.
Oh, boo.
So you have to look this shit up, but it's
Oh.
out there.
Okay, so you can't find it.
Yeah, and I just read about it and decided I was going to go check it out. And then when I read it, I realized I started reading some of why he did this, but it explains a little bit too much. In a way that some people might not like. I liked it, and I think it's very cool because it makes.
It kind of makes you see
The-
certain things in a
it-
different light to some degree.
Well, when here's spoilers. By the way, watch Berserk or read Berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch the Golden Age arc, read Berserk.
Watch
Yeah,
the
that's-
OVA. The
yeah,
OVA
watch the
still
OVA.
holds up.
And watch the intro to the new one, and then forget about the show.
Yeah.
So, but no, just spoilers. There's a part where Griffith, dies,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
When he's being accepted into the God Hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And in both of the series, they show him getting somewhere,
Oh.
going somewhere.
Oh, okay.
And they
Actually,
show-
not just staying in one space. Like, are you
He-
talking like physically or mentally?
Oh.
Like he actually physically goes somewhere. Does Guts go
That's-
places?
No, Griffith.
Oh,
not-
Griffith.
No,
Griffith goes
Griffith.
places.
Griffith. No. It's
Not that big. It's not that big a deal.
This is hard to say whether it's in his mind or in reality, and
know.
plus they're already in the eclipse,
So it doesn't matter.
It kind of doesn't
Things
matter.
are
yeah.
things are bad either
We're-
way.
We're definitely having some drop frames here.
Sorry guys for drop
Yeah,
frames.
sorry. We're working on it.
Yeah, we'll do
The-
better.
But there's a part where he basically talks to I forget what the name of it. It's like the origin of evil. I think that's what the name of the chapter is.
Yeah.
he talks to God,
Yeah. I see.
and it's not good. It's
Well,
just
no,
not. It's
it
just
wouldn't
not
be,
good.
would it?
Not in Berserk. No, not in Berserk. No, when you find out what God is,
Yeah.
it almost makes Griffith unimportant. It almost
I
makes
see.
everything that they are about
Or trying
not
to do,
matter.
Yeah.
And that's why he took it out. Because he felt that it diminished the rest of the story. I don't think that.
Yeah, but still.
But
I mean,
I can respect him for that. And it's not anything that fucks the story up taking it out either.
Indeed.
It's just a cool little bit of detail. So it's like the origin of evil. If you get to a point in Berserk and you're like, oh, what's you talking about? Just go look it up. It's the missing chapter of
I
Berserk.
actually kind of do want to read that.
Man,
I'm probably going to look that up.
Yeah, it's short and very
Oh,
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Short. I like short things.
Short and crazy art.
Short to the point.
So now we're going to secondary tracks. Is that where we're going?
Yeah, this is secondary tracks.
Yeah.
These are musical pieces within the anime.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily. Well, one of them's.
Was that garter belt one?
Dude, okay, so let's talk about this. So Panty and Stocking with a garter belt.
Jesus.
It's a trigger joint.
Track.
That shit is. The show itself is fucking hilarious. Guys, know what you're going into. This show is crude and rude, and it is actively trying to trigger you. Okay. No, but it is fucking hilarious, and it's great, and it's done by Trigger. It might be my favorite Trigger show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hands down, it might be my favorite Trigger show. But it's about these two angels who were kicked out of heaven because, one's a slut, one's a glutton. And I'm not trying to shame or anything. She knows. She
knows.
But they're angels, and basically what happens is it's kind of a monster of the week thing. They were sent down to Earth. They have to collect these things called heaven coins, and the way that they do that is by killing ghosts. And the way that they kill ghosts is Panty, the character Panty, uses her panties and turns them into guns. And then Stocking uses her stockings and turns them into swords.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Garter Belt's this priest, like with a huge fucking afro that's constantly just giving him shit. It's like, get out there and fight a ghost and quit being such a goddamn hoe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's it. So, yeah. Dude, you need to see this.
Okay.
It's hilarious. It's so good.
Well, that track was real good.
The track was real good. Yeah, actually performed by Anami B, which is written by Lisa, which are two I would say pretty popular people in like the kind of alt idol scene that kind of sprung up towards like the late 90s and early 2000s. There was this kind of movement away from like your traditional they have to be a paragon of society and show off all the best parts in the idol world. There was a lot of people that like felt like they were kind of being pigeonholed into a specific way and couldn't express themselves in any kind of way. So it was this kind of like movement in the kind of like a punk movement essentially that happened in the idol scene.
I didn't know anything about this. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No. So the track is "Fallen Angel."
Yep, that man.
And it's like
slamming is what it is.
Yeah, this was one of the ones that you actually brought up
immediately.
To me,
I was
immediately.
Fuck,
so
what
this
is
one
this?
was obviously something that did impact you in some way.
That if you'd let me listen to this just out of nowhere, I'd be like, "Yep, that's it.
That is it." But it's really cool. The lyrics are in English, so there's no real language barrier.
Yeah.
And unlike a lot of like English tracks, not sung by native speaking English people, like there isn't a lot of English in this.
Oh yeah.
It's Anami B does a great job, like as far as like pronunciation and like the way that the sentences are structured makes sense. And it's just kind of this kind of laid back electronic
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of,
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
kind
Yeah.
of flowing.
Yeah, yeah, it's got a dope groove to it.
Easily.
It's
that kind of just runs through the whole thing, and by the end, again, it's another one of those earworms.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it kind of just gets in there and kind of falls asleep, and you're just like, all right, buddy, you take a nap.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Easily. Yeah. So, anyways, was it enough to make you want to check out the show, though?
I mean, the explanation of the show makes me want to check out the show.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Good. I've got a lot I gotta let you borrow.
Apparently, yeah.
So the next one, this one was really cool. From Made in Abyss.
Man, I've never seen Made in Abyss before. As soon as I first off, both of the tracks that you put up there, I like them.
Mm-hmm.
The first one I think I liked more.
This was, and I'm gonna try to Henzava Kare de Inichi. Anyways, it's the track that plays at the very end of the first episode, and it's absolutely fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, and
it was written and performed by Kevin Pinkett.
I don't know what's up
Pinkin.
with this anime, but I was sold as soon as I
good.
saw.
It's basically what's a good way to put it? What have I heard? Preteens go through a Hobbesian hellscape, and bad shit happens all the time.
Oh,
yeah. The artwork is fucking beautiful in this show. This is a very kind of so basically you have Reg and Rico, the boy and the girl. Reg's a robot.
I didn't know he was a robot.
He's a robot. Girl is a aspiring abyss explorer, because the town that she lives in is literally built around this abyss, and they send specific people and children into this thing to go and collect artifacts so they can sell them to the rest of the world.
Sounds great.
Yeah, and the further you go down in the abyss, the less likely it is for you to come back up because of something called the Curse of the Abyss. Whereas at a certain depth, if you start ascending, you'll start bleeding from the nose. And you'll start hallucinating, and then eventually you get so deep to where if you try to ascend at all, your body just starts breaking down and you literally turn into a blob of a human being.
You can't just go slow?
Yeah, well, no.
They haven't come up with a suit for this?
They haven't come up with a solution for this. Yeah, no. Well, what they do is they have a whistle system. So she, I believe, is like
it's good to have a whistle system.
She has a red whistle, which is usually reserved for like the younger, and then there's like blue whistles. And
so you're like, well, that whistle sounds blue.
Yeah, that's a blue whistle right there. Yeah. Well, it's more just to tell the difference between like how deep you can go.
Oh,
and
yeah.
one of the and the highest ranked whistle is a white whistle, and basically white whistles, they are basically there to explore the furthest depths of the abyss. So once they're down there, they're just there.
Oh, so they just stay.
They just stay, and then they send up things like with balloons.
Whoa.
It is a really cool show. You need to watch it. As far as like newer anime goes, I would say that is something that I have, like, as soon as I saw it, I was just like, this is a fucking masterpiece. We all good?
Yeah, give me a second. You keep going.
Yeah, we're checking on the stream, making sure all that works.
No, my laptop's died.
Oh no. There it is. Yep. All right. Save the laptop. So I would say 2 American OPs. Just moving on. Those were the only 2 as far as like standout tracks from like in an anime, but not necessarily an ED or OP. But the other 2 I would say just Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Everybody knows that track.
Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, never running from a real fight. She is the one called Sailor Moon. I need some more coffee.
Oh no.
I don't have
just mentioning it. Grew up with that one, love it. Another one I grew up with that I love is DBZ, specifically Rock the Dragon.
Yeah, dude.
You know. Good stuff. Dragon, rock the dragon. Just had to
So
mention.
good.
Just had to mention those.
Yeah.
So you had actually asked me.
Yeah.
If there were any shows with OPs that I like that I did not like the show.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So
I think we both agree on this
at
one.
least one of these.
Yeah.
At least one of these. Now I wouldn't say that I necessarily don't like this show. I just have never been able to get through it. You know. Eventually, it just kind of blends into the rest of the. Blends into the background, and I end up finding something else that I would rather be watching. So Lucky Star.
Yeah, dude, that shit's so good.
Dude, I love
when they
that
start
track.
dancing,
Yeah.
I like the girl that's all like,
Oh
It's
yeah,
like-
yeah. Walking
no.
across the road.
No, man, that
I love that people learned that dance.
Oh, dude,
and did
yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
At
And there are a bunch of
conventions.
people that do the Lucky Star dance.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Lucky Star is a bad show.
No,
I've
it's just
never
kinda boring.
Been able to, yeah, it's just kind of hard to get into it. I feel like this is one of those shows that if I was watching it with a group of other people and we could kind of talk about it and comment on what's going on, it would end up being a lot more interesting.
I would also say that a problem with Lucky Star is that they have a lot of like Japanese colloquialisms in it, and they have a whole lot of Japanese culture shit.
It is very meta.
that we just don't get, man.
Yeah.
We don't live there. We don't experience the daily like got to get the bento box in the
Yeah,
morning.
well, because
you know
it
what I
is
mean?
a slice of life.
That's it.
is
It's
a
so
of
slice of
anime.
life.
and I
that-
like a lot of slice of life.
Me too.
anime. Yeah.
Me too. But I feel like I'm missing a lot when I watch a show like
I
Lucky
feel
Star,
you.
where I'm just going. I think they're making a joke about fish that I don't get.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. You know.
I got you.
But Lucky Star's intro, oh,
absolutely solid.
Yeah.
you should watch it. Another one that I really like, and I had such good high hopes for this. I'm pretty sure this is Bones as well.
shouldn't the Berserk one be on this list?
Yeah, no, but I like the series.
Not the second one.
Yeah,
Anyway, sorry.
got him.
Got him.
But Fire Force,
What the fuck is up with Fire Force?
dude. Okay,
Man,
so
like,
here's the
you're
thing-
telling me that anime isn't good?
No.
That sucks. It looks
Yeah.
so cool. Fuck, it looks so cool.
It had so much potential, and that's why this is on this list, because that OP sold me on the anime.
Dude, I was gonna
and then
ask you.
And
I was
then
really gonna
watched,
ask.
And then I watched that anime, and every single episode just gave me another reason why I just really can't stand it. I
Dude, that
really
super
can't stand
sucks.
it.
That
and it
super sucks.
Guys, don't watch Fire Force. Watch the intro to Fire Force. Don't watch Fireworks. Watch what was the Trigger movie that came out recently? Primera.
Oh, yeah?
It's basically the same story, and it's told a lot better.
Primera. Cool.
Watch the intro for Primera, and then watch the intro to Fire Force, and then just watch Primera.
Yeah.
Better time.
Yeah.
Promise. But
Mhm.
yeah, that sucks. It sucks that show was
Man,
just not
that's
good.
so disappointing, dude.
Yeah. So
Because Fire Force, and not only does the OP hit,
oh yeah,
but,
the
like,
track itself.
dude, just watching these firefighters with spells knocking out fireballs and doing
you
all
don't really
and there was
get
like
a lot
big
of that in the
flame
show.
demon and shit, and it
Yeah.
was like, and he like wacky driving and all
Yeah,
this. It
and
looked
then that
like
dude
a
and that one
blast.
chick with like the purple eyes,
Dude.
when she's rolling up and just whacking.
Ugh.
Ooh,
I
so
wanted to see it.
badass.
I wanted it.
Not good.
Damn it.
You very rarely get shit like that in the show.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it, Fire Force.
Just one more on this list. Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
a newer anime that came out maybe it was riding the trend that was happening for a good while right after Madoka Magica of like dark and gritty and hyper violent magical girl shows. And you listen to that track, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Yeah.
listen to that
Mhm.
one. Okay. And the OP's good.
Which-
I like it.
What's
Oh
yeah, that one is good. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That one's good.
That one.
Mhm.
It's solid. I like the track. I still listen to it
Mm.
by itself.
Mhm.
And the OP itself. It's really cool. And the premise of this show is basically just like magical girls, but like in a like military context.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And
That's-
I mean, the premise itself is actually kind of cool. And like the first episode's kind of misleading because it makes you think, because basically Asuka, like the world had this interdimensional war with these demons and this other like world, other dimension, the people there who knew about magic and magical girls help Earth build up a task force of magical girls to combat these demons. And all of the demons look like kind of distorted, weird teddy bears, you know?
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a magical girl show.
Yeah.
Right. But when the show starts, the war is ended. And so you're following Asuka as she's like going back to her normal life, getting reintroducing herself to the regular world. And there's this one really great scene where she sees like a mascot character handing a balloon to like a little kid, and she just has a PTSD flashback. She breaks the fuck down. And you think, oh man, are they gonna really explore this in a magical girl context? Plus, like, ooh, can we actually get some like tactical military, like magical girl base, like, you know, cool shit happening? Doesn't happen. It's all boobs and blood,
just fan service.
Man, and it just kind of falls flat. They don't really explore those themes at all past the first episode, and it's just overall disappointing. But the track pretty
Track
cool.
was good. Track was good. It's funny because when I read the title, you know, the whole Magic Girl Spec Ops idea, right? I'm like, oh, so it's like the lollies who stare at goats.
Because yeah, pretty much. Lollies and stare at goats.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Love it. Anyway, so that's pretty much my list. I have a couple here for honorable mentions. Ones that I still really, really like, but didn't want to go into too much detail with. So just real quick, starting from the top in no particular order. Konosuba OP2, which you watched that one and you were just like, I kind of want to watch this.
Dude, it looks silly. It looks like
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
man.
and I liked the OP, but dude, like, I could tell just by the situations they were getting in the OP that it was for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a good one. So definitely Konosuba. What is it? It's it's got a really long light novel title. It's like Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World.
Okay.
You know, but the second OP, definitely check that one out. Dirty Pair Flash, the sequel series to the classic 80s lady action. Dirty Pair. I love that. I love that.
That was a good one, dude.
Yeah,
That's
the
a really
second
good one.
the second OP is really solid.
Uh-huh.
Gunsmith Cats. We watched that last week and actually covered it on the show, and that episode is up now, guys. Check it out on Spotify and Anchor.
There's a note that I wanted to make about that. I was talking about that Peter Erskine did that track.
Yeah.
You know, Peter Erskine, I don't know how I didn't mention this. I feel like an asshole for this, but he played in Weather Report.
Oh, yeah.
With Jaco Pastorius, okay? That I was going with all these other jazz guys that I've seen him with, and it wasn't the obvious one, which was he's in Weather Report, with Jaco.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Mezzo DSD.
Oh, that one's good.
Which is the sequel series to a I believe it was an OVA.
But there's another Mezzo Forte.
It's Mezzo Forte that came first.
Yeah.
That came first.
That's that one. Okay, see, I've seen a little bit of Mezzo Forte then.
Mezzo Forte is rad.
Yeah.
And Mezzo DSD,
which means kind of fast. I think that's what Mezzo Forte means.
Yeah.
Kind of fast.
Kind of fast.
Medium
just
fast.
Medium fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the show just kind of picks up where it really explores the organization that the main girl and her crew work.
You talking about old thigh gap over there?
Old thigh gap. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
but it explores more of that organization.
Yeah.
In the show, it's really good, super fun, and the OP is just fantastic. In general, the Cutie Honey OPs,
dude,
just all of them.
Yeah.
Specifically, Shin Cutie Honey or New Cutie Honey, if you don't want to be
that one's good. Yeah,
but that one's solid. I love that shit. Love that show. Tenchi Universe.
Yeah, I'm not a Tenchi fan.
I understand.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna hate on it. It's
but
just
the track though.
Track's good.
Track's good. It's got that 90s Euro pop.
It has that 90s Euro pop thing going on. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Kind of some Asa Bassy, kind of some.
Get up on your feet now.
Yeah, kind of some or LaBouche almost, or like I don't know. It's its own thing, but it's got that 90s.
Yeah,
Euro,
again,
Euro
in
pop
another
thing.
one of those tracks that's like sung in English. I think there is a Japanese version as well, but the one I'm personally familiar with is the English translation of it.
Oh,
that doesn't really feel like it has a lot of English in it, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, solid track.
Solid.
The Armitage the Third.
Dude,
OVA,
that was so good.
That one's good.
Fuck,
man.
that one
Again,
is
just
so
one of those
good.
electronic industrial.
That shit sounds like some 9 Inch Nails or some Skinny Puppy, or like maybe not quite as dark, but
Instrumental,
but
as
yeah,
well.
but very much has that like good 90s industrial sound to it,
Good
like you're saying.
stuff. Visions of Escaflowne.
Yeah, man. I've
probably another one of those that you were just like, I don't have context.
I don't have context for it, and also I never got into Escaflowne. Like,
I gotcha.
My buddy, the same one that liked Utena and stuff like that. He was into
big in it.
Escaflowne.
I'm sure he would. There's a lot of crossover there.
He was the guy that I was telling you that tried to get me into Fruits Basket.
I got you.
And pretty quickly he was like, "Never mind.
No, this probably isn't for you.
Here, have Fooly Cooly instead." I'm
yeah,
like,
there
we go.
Hey!
Yeah, more acid. Give me more acid.
Give me
That's
more
what I need.
acid.
Right.
But no, I like that. I like that track. I like that.
Yeah.
show. You know, isekai with a chick and there's mechs.
Yeah, pretty
there
much.
You go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fighting looks dope. I mean,
Yeah,
I've always thought that Escaflowne's big robots with swords was cool, but
yeah,
you know.
absolutely. I like the show better than I like the movie. The movie is probably more visually interesting, especially that first fight scene when the dude like just drops in like fucking like a goddamn missile on top of the airship and just murders a bunch of mother. Oh, it's so good. It shit gets me hype as fuck.
Sounds good.
But no, overall the movie's kind of shit. But it looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah.
And then the very last one, Pawnee Pony Dash, the second OP.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
I've actually been rewatching that one. I really like that show.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that one.
It's a wacky screwball comedy. It takes place in high school, but it's not a high school comedy. It's really kind of madcap. I would equate it a lot with Excel Saga, with the way that the jokes are just kind of rapid fire and kind of silly and nonsensical. And basically it's about this this lolly type character who is she's 10 years old, but she's a genius, and she literally she's the teacher. She's the teacher and the rest of the girls are the students. But it's not really about that. It's really just how many weird, crazy, rapid-fire jokes can we put into this anime. And I do love the rabbit in it. Because he's just the saddest rabbit. He's so sad, and everything bad happens to him. And it's
Poor
hilarious.
sad rabbit.
Dude, there's one scene where he's like standing next to the main girl, and he's just like, "You want me to hold your bags for you?" And he like reaches out his hands, and she's just like, "Oh, thanks." And it like drops and it like slides through his hands. I don't have any fingers. It's like,
poor guy.
he's just the saddest rabbit.
It's,
and he constantly. Okay, so another thing that's
it's
really
like the
funny.
robot from Hitchhiker's Guide.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But he's walking by this vending machine, and the vending machine opens up, and there's just this giant cat holding all the soda, and he's just, "Oh no, it's the cat. Just pretend you don't see him." Oh, is it lunchtime already? The sodas are warm by my body.
Oh, Jesus.
There's another scene involving a cat. A cat's sitting at the gate for the school, and he comes in, and he's just like, "You know you're late, right?" And he's just, I'm not a student or a teacher, so it's fine. He's just like, "Are you ready for your punishment?" And then a hole just opens up, and the rabbit falls through. Cat's like, "You know I'm God, right?"
Oh, God.
So that's what you're getting when you come to this show.
So he's like Catbert.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close. But you know, the interactions with the other like with the teacher and her classroom are pretty funny and pretty enduring. So definitely give that one a chance.
Yeah.
If you can stand some rapid fire humor, man. And it's done by Studio Shaft.
I got one for you, and I asked you this the other day.
Yeah.
So
those are my honorable mentions, guys.
do you have a favorite American anime? Because there's one in particular that not only do I think is potentially the best American anime, but it also has an amazing intro song.
Absolutely. I'd say as far as it's for me, it's kind of hard to define, and I tend to.
You know it when you see it, though. You know what I'm talking about.
I know it when I see it, but I tend to get wrapped up in a lot of specifics.
Don't think about it too hard.
I mean, Avatar's good.
There you go. Avatar the Last Airbender and Legend of Korra.
I would say the new She-Ra show kind of gets into that space a little bit, but not as heavily. But that is actually probably
Samurai
if
Jack.
I'm stretching the definition, it's probably the Netflix She-Ra show.
Okay.
Like I absolutely love that show, anime or no.
Well, for me, I really think the best American anime is The Boondocks.
I can agree with that. It's definitely heavily influenced by anime, specifically late 90s, early 2000 kind of stuff.
And but it also kind of has a heavy American hand on it. You know
easily,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is unlike most of the other shows that I see that are trying to be anime,
trying to emulate that style.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't seem to be able to keep their own identity.
Well, I'd say that shows like Castlevania do that pretty well.
Yeah, Castlevania. Castlevania is actually a really good modern American anime.
Mm-hmm.
That as far as stuff that you can go watch.
They still haven't topped the second season yet.
Yeah, I haven't watched what is it on 4? Are they on 4 now?
I think the
fourth season just came out.
And the fourth season is potentially in production or coming out relatively soon.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I really liked it. I only watched through the second season, but I very much liked it, especially the end fight.
Oh yeah,
God damn.
With what's her name? Is it Cypher?
Sifa.
Sifa. Anyway,
Sifa.
The magic chick.
Yeah.
When she throws up that ice wall and then like pops it up and slams it down.
Dude, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that one a lot. But
Good stuff.
I think Boondocks has an identity of its own.
Easily. It is very much its own thing. You can see where the influences are, but it stands on its own pretty well.
It's got an amazing voice cast.
And an amazing soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's specifically what I'm bringing up is the hold on, I pulled it up. The guy's named, or the producer is named Asheru.
Okay.
Asheru, Asheru. And the song's called Judo Flip.
Judo Flip.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, yeah, I love it.
It's a good ass song, man, and I think that it again is one of those that pretty much immediately when you hear it, you're like, oh, I see what the flavor of this anime is.
Absolutely,
I understand what
it
they're
definitely
going for,
sets you up. It sets your expectations at the correct level.
Absolutely. Yeah, and because funny enough, a lot of the other American anime that I can think of, I can't think of the music.
No,
I can't even put it in my brain.
Yeah.
I remember the intro to what's it called? Powerpuff Girls. But it's not so much music.
I do remember that.
It's not so much music,
Fighting crime, trying to save the world.
There you go.
Here they come just in time. The Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I love. You know what? Just a tangent. Just because you brought up the Powerpuff Girls, I love the Powerpuff Girls movie. By the way, that as far as like superhero movies go, Powerpuff Girls all day. That movie is fucking solid.
Yeah. Really, as far as anime music, there's only one other thing I wanted to cover.
What's that?
Daisuke Ishiwatari.
Oh yeah.
Right. So Daisuke does all of the music and a significant portion of the concept art for the Guilty Gear series and a couple of other series.
Blaze Blue, correct?
Blaze Blue. He's done most of the Arc System Works games. He didn't do Persona 4 Arena because that was actually done by Shoji Meguro. That's the guy that does the Persona music itself.
Yeah.
Shoji Meguro. Oh my god. So, but Daisuke Ishiwatari does stuff that's very much in the heavy metal, hard rock vein, exactly like you would expect anime to sound like.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. He is.
Well, I mean, this just popped into my brain. Like I know this is a completely different guy, and it has a kind of different flavor, but I'd kind of relate that to the Trigun track that we.
Kind of, yeah. This is a little bit more hair metal. Daisuke's a bit more hair metal.
It's a little more flash. It's a little less blues, a little more flash.
That's right. Yeah. But yeah, Daisuke Ishwatari is one of my favorite, and I mean, it's hard not to lump him into the realm of anime music because he's right there. He writes the same kind of style that anime stuff.
Pretty close.
There's a thing,
especially nowadays. It's kind of like the mediums as far as OPs is like kind of saturated with this kind of stuff at this point.
There's also a weird thing that I want to touch on with Daisuke and with a lot of the Japanese stuff that we're talking about here that's more rock influenced, right?
Yeah.
Think about like the K-On! Stuff, okay?
Easily.
And you know, a lot of other anime things, they understand diatonic progression like no other. They understand where the chords are supposed to go and why they go there and which notes you play over the top of them.
Yeah,
the Japanese are sticklers for the kind of
and they have some of the best bass players in the world. Just
I don't understand what's up with Japanese slap basses.
Dude, it's like they started slapping in the mid to late 80s and just never stopped. That's another thing that I really like about Japanese music just as a whole.
They love slap bass.
Well, a lot of things that we kind of lost in the Americas as far as like music goes and kind of that purge in between for the 90s when the grunge movement happened. A lot of this stuff was kind of seen just kind of culturally as lame, like synthesizers and slap bass and stuff. We don't need that. But Japan never experienced that. So they've still got slap bass. They've still got the synth tracks. They have a lot of things.
I really don't understand their slap bass players
anymore. Yeah,
I don't get it. Their slap bass players make me feel bad.
And it's all of them.
It's all of them, dude.
It's all of them.
And not just that, but the tone. The tone is there's this Japanese slap bass tone that's just.
I want that tone.
Is it
Give
money?
me that tone.
Is that what I need?
Money?
What is it that I need? What do I need to get that tone? Yeah, I just wanted to bring up Daisuke especially because our next episode is going to be about fighting game animes and anime fighting games.
Yeah, because Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah, because Guilty Gear Strive is coming out the beginning of next month.
Yeah, going to be coming out soon. And you've been playing the beta.
I've been playing the beta, and I figured after the actual game launches, we'll give it a week or so, and then we'll do an episode. Probably
and
get
you'll probably
some folks
stream
on here.
Stream on your Twitch channel.
Yeah. By the way, I started streaming. We're gonna put all that description stuff in the bottom, but my name is Lentarg, LENTARG on everything.
And if you're not following us right now, go ahead and hit that bell so you know when we're doing this stuff. Because we do this every Saturday.
We're doing this every Saturday. Sometimes it'll be a little bit earlier. We'd like to get it going by 1 o'clock in the afternoons, but shit happens.
Sometimes we gotta watch a movie. Sometimes we gotta, just bullshit for a little bit.
Today we were watching Angel's Egg, and we had to get the extra computer set up. Yeah. So
guys, leave a comment. Let us know. How's the audio quality? Is it better? Does it sound better to you guys? How do you like our border? We like our border. This is just a placeholder. Eventually, we're going to get another border.
I'm gonna make something fancy.
Absolutely. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment.
Absolutely.
Do the likes.
We'll have links down below.
Do the thumbs.
Also, just to mention it, the Daisuke Ishwatari stuff, me and Levi have a couple of covers on our Very Glorious Music channel on YouTube.
Yeah, that's on YouTube.
And you could check out a couple of cool...
I edited the video.
Yeah, that's right. and you guys can go check out some of that. If you have anything that you want us to bring up on the next podcast or anytime soon here, if you got any comments, please let us know.
Easily. Thanks for everybody who was chatting with us in the chat.
Yeah, we got people, and we responded.
Well, we do have people. Yeah.
And this should actually go on Twitch correctly this time. So,
yeah. I'm gonna upload some of the earlier. We couldn't figure out how Twitch worked.
Well, no, I mean honestly, it's that the phone app basically takes away a bunch of your options. If you get on the PC side of it and you look at it, then you have a lot more.
Well, that's
things
normal
to deal
for
with.
most apps. Yeah.
They just fucking completely gut the options on the phone apps. But that's not what we're talking about.
Easily.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you guys next weekend.
Indeed. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.